Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars by Web, not by Web, Daisy Ruin, Tiny Wars replay. Small on the north side as around Red Zhaotiantong, we got Jeanbat13YT. Small on the south side as Yellow Tasha, we got GreyfieldGuy. When it comes to CO, Zhaotiantong is a custom CO, has a reduced boarding cost of 90%, so you get a 90% rebate, and that's his whole shtick. No zoo power, no CO power, no CO zone, just that. For Tasha, she's been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 30, 60, 60. Provides +10/+10 for all units. All air units get additional plus 40% offense, 20% defense, and +2 movement. And for super power, +4 movement. Howdy! Let's see. Here to for some Days Ruin, or just gonna talk about some couple heroes. Oh, either way, let's get started. This map is a 3-base map, 1 airport. We do have a comm tower somewhat in the center, radar stations as well. Does CO the bike there to get a dirt cheap start. In fact, he start the bike, so he seals the initial bike just to get a little bit of money to get out 2 bikes in that turn. Very nice opener. More infantry now being employed in the field. Do have a bike now deployed by Tasha. She's probably going to load herself onto a battlecopter, since she is, of course, the offensive air CO. Pair of infantry there. In this case, I've just got started. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Advanced Wars, but here's the online version for Days of Ruin. Going down south to capture some properties. Infantry, bike, and bike. Tasha's other bases online. Does capture the airport. She may just save some money to get out a battlecopter next turn. She has 10,000 income, goes for bike flare. And has 10,000 income. She can't afford a battlecopter next turn, and infantry will be a double base skip. You see here, actually, let's see, 10 properties control properties. Yep, Zhaotiantong's capturing is a bit more on point. Though she is a player too, and she does have 13 properties during this turn. You now tank deploy in the field. 13,000. She can go for perhaps a battlecopter. I keep on saying battlecopter because I was expecting her to be loaded up to do a battlecopter. Anti-air infantry and infantry. Does save 3,000 funds. A battlecopter and then 3 infantry units is something that she can afford. Infantry, 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 and battlecopter. She's going to CO the battlecopter next turn. Of course, her battlecopter, her CO battlecopter have +2 movement range, making an incredibly agile asset. Tank, and bike. Do have 8 here on the airport side, very nice, and maybe a good idea if she spots this to move the battlecopter north. Flare doesn't get a shot there, does not interrupt the casual comm tower, was out of vision range. It's usually the point of a flare. Either way, anti-air is now in range of the battlecopter. Nice early anti-air. We have another anti-air over here, this time for Tasha. Infantry and recon, reconnoiter the area. I like that word, reconnoiter. Oh, anti-air falls back. So how do you win in this game? To kill your opponent. You shoot them. Most time, most games end and one player concedes, but if they don't concede, capture HQ or destroy all their units. If their unit count becomes 0, they instantly lose. Capture the HQ, they instantly lose. Capture the comm tower there, so looks like Tasha's comm tower is not yet captured. Does interrupt the capture, stops that unit. Right now, her income's at 21,000. Zhaotiantong's income's at 19, so she does have 2,000 income advantage. Nothing much, but does start add up. We do have a T-copter now deployed on the field. Artillery hits the infantry unit. Does spot the flare. Anti in the region. Tank's a bit far away, so this tank will have some good presence for a time frame. Oh, was that killed? That looks like a delete. I think that was the CO bike, wasn't it? Yeah. Generally, yes. Annihilation or, like I said, HQ capture. It's all dependent on the map design. This is probably going to be... Most games usually end in one player surrendering like, yep, I've lost. Some players just drag their feet. But then again, that's a lot of RTS as well. Granted, it's not RTS, it's a turn-based strategy, so... TBS? Turn time strategy, so turn TTS, but that's text-to-speech. You have a duster deployed on the field. CO's a duster there, so it gets a nice discount. Artillery moves to HQ. Does get efficiency 2 on this tank there. Hits the infantry unit, knocks that one out. Does hit the tank there, does not interrupt the capture. Takes out the tank there. Ooh, full bomber. Use the rebate you got from Duster to pull out a full bomber. That's going to be a powerful asset. There's only 8 here to deal with it. Battlecopter does nuke the tank there, up to 19 energy. So she will need a bit more, 11 more energy before she can expand her CO zone. He takes her forward, flares down to 1 ammo. Oh, and she goes for own bomber. Insert 104,000. Zhaotiantong has 94, so... Oh, gets a good shot there. Anti-air's in range, so this battlecopter will perhaps need the battlecopter to merge into. It'll be a little bit difficult to get value out of it any further. Make some great headways. Take out another tank. So that actually lost the roll. That was already a wounded tank, wasn't it? Bomber is now ready to advance way forward, but we've got 2 anti-airs in this region, and that will make it difficult for the bomber to advance. Anti-air strikes the duster, starts to capture the comm tower there. Counterattacks the tank, goes for a battlecopter, moves the bomber slightly, trying to get in position. Really wants to strike one of those anti-airs. This tank will like to go down from tank shot, then anti-air to follow up. There's a picks there, 24 energy. Duster can get a shot on the CO battlecopter. Has 2 more points of damage. Interrupts the capture of the comm tower. Hits the battlecopter there. Could CO this battlecopter and then push forward +2 range to strike one of these anti-airs. With a bomber. And then maybe sack. Oh, both anti-airs are over here. Potentially there's a room for Tasha to maneuver, because right now both these tanks are in range of this tank, not in range of the mech, but this tank can strike one of these anti-airs, the bomber can easily handle the other. You know, 5 health infantry unit will be quite easy, just move it here, that's easily knocked out. Wonder, bomber's out of range, but if the CO zone gets established on that battlecopter, it will be in range because it's +2 movement. I'm pretty sure that could at least get a good shot on in. That was a mech down there. CO's a battlecopter, pushed it forward, but now this bomber is out of range of the anti-air. That was probably a misplay, I would say. Does hit the anti-air. Missile. This anti-air is out of range of the bomber. This one could get a shot on the bomber, but this battlecopter may go down. Does strike the battlecopter twice. Bomber falls back to HQ, which means he can CO the bomber next turn and get a massive rebate of 19,000 Yeah, 18,000 funds. Next turn, this mech can take a shot against one of these anti-airs. Got a missile here. Missile pushed forward. Mech does get a shot on the infantry unit there. Take a shot against the infantry unit. Another anti-air over here, which could strike that bomber. Yeah, that can easily strike the bomber there. Artillery battlecopter and another tank with another mech. Oh, did not take out the battlecopter there. Leave it 2% health, but does strike the bomber there. Though right now the bomber can counterattack and take out that anti-air in return. This anti-air is at 9% health. Anti-tank is in range of a tank, of 2 tanks. Tank, anti-air, full fighter, and a bike. Gets up to 5 health. Does not join there, uses the push forward to range. Get some good shots over here. I guess this is one of the best ways to go is when you play is that guy. You use your chosen unit as well as you can, but discard it when its useful is expired. Talking about for Zhaotiantong. Probably, yeah. It's one of those things like, since you get 90% rebate, it effectively turns, let's just say, a tank from 7,000 down to 700 cost. And so it makes it a bit more of a throwaway unit, to be honest. But you can use a tech up as well, CO unit, and then get the money back on it and deploy another valuable asset. Does strike the tank there, but in range the anti-air as well as the anti-tank. Tank or battlecopter, anti-air, pair of infantry. Fighter going forward for air supremacy. And as well, forests don't hide battlecopters. The missile is in range, that's why you put it right there. Missile. Ooh, perhaps not one-shot it. Get some power charge there. Does not get a shot there, or does get a shot off there, but does not one-shot it. It's at 90. It was a 92%. Looks like it rolled a 4% luck plus luck. There. Got a good amount of damage, don't get me wrong. This battlecopter there was down to like 38 energy. Decent amount of energy. Zhaotiantong did sack his bomber, and he has put this fighter on top of the HQ, which will give him a good refund there, so that's what he's doing. He's just trying to use it to get his rebates. Everything's falling back over here. Actually, Tasha does not really fall back to this region, but it was lacking a bit of vision. Bomber's down to 1 ammo. Tank. Flare, infantry, battlecopter. Thought it was going to be a rig. Hey now, but he can't place himself into a nuisance unit to that turn, so true. But loading himself on the fighter is definitely a good way to get some money back, because now he is at 38,000 spent, so we can go for another bomber. Goes for another bomber. Does pick off the tank there. Looks like the one Tasha right now is 24 properties versus 21. She has the 1,000 income lead. This property over here is the last despicably neutral. Rocket, infantry, and bomber. Does hit the battlecopter there. Artillery strikes the infantry. Tank gets struck and gets surrounded. And Tasha loads herself up in artillery. Must be a little bit desperate. Doesn't want to use aircraft right now, or at least delicate into an aircraft. So it's a bit of a bad spot, honestly, or not a great CO unit. But it is relatively cheap. Mech, rig, and artillery. Bomber does fall back to the airfield. 7,000 funds in the bank. It's going to be a bit expensive to get that thing repaired on up. Like flare missile. T-copter getting low on fuel. Resupplies the T-copter. Now will this should be going to be loading the rig or into the T-copter. Fighter falls back in range to the other fighter, but all matters just gets spotted. You also the missile just out of range of the fighter. Oh, the CO already was misclicked. Greyfield told me. Ah. That happens. Probably was trying to do a wait command or cancel. Battlecopter knocked out. It sort of did. Got a decent number of missiles, artilleries, and rockets. Try and flip some properties. This one's still despicably neutral. Another bomber. And triple base skip. Takes out the CO fighter, which means this bomber could be loaded on up. Got those transports loaded, locked and loaded, and not necessarily ready to kill. Pulls back the bomber once again. Got another rocket and double Mac. Good shot does take out the fighter, which will give this bomb a bit more breathing room. However, the missile here, the bomber can strike the missile. If he does strike the missile, E-tier will be out of range. Yeah, actually striking that missile, though there's a lot of fog of war, so I would understand why not to charge for like that. But for our cast vision, we know that's actually a good bombing run. And he goes for it. This forest is in the way. And of course, Tasha's not German, so she can't go blitz through forests. Does strike the column, does stop the capture there. We have 3 health anti-air in this region, but let's look, so that's it for... Oh, no, there's a full health one there. It's the anti-air there, so 3 health and 4 health. We've got a missile, another battlecopter. And infantry, and commits another base skip. Instead of 154,000, Zhaotiantong starts with 168, so he's about 8 turn ahead. Sorry, my mind's starting to get mushed. It's the battlecopter twice. Another anti-air heading down south. Up to 17 energy right now for Tasha. Bomber does strike the CO unit, but we do have a missile in range. The missile knows where it's at, or knows where it's not. Moves the bomber to the HQ. Oh, I guess there's no CO unit on the field. Did he never load up the CO unit back there? Must have missed that. Takes out the bomber, hits the tank there. Hits the anti-air. 21 energy. And the maximum max vet bomber falls back. Got another missile here and a tank. I just realized something. I've really been paying attention to the center of the map, how it's designed. But actuality, this tile is actually only traversable by infantry. You can't traverse any ground movement there with the swivel because it got river and river here. Well, there's a beach here. But that infantry, that forest will only hide infantry units and mechs. Got now a battlecraft there. Yep, it's no longer despicably neutral. Flare, tank, and infantry with another battlecopter. Strikes the CO artillery, that goes down. Probably gonna seal the battlecopter. Strikes the missile there. Of course, this missile's out of range, within its minimum range. And actually, I don't see any other anti-air source hit that bomber, do I? So that bomber is a bit immune. Both these rockets get hit. Can build a temporary airport. We got triple missile here. Big turn there by Zhaotiantong. Tank, bike, and battlecopter. CO's the battlecopter. Takes out the tank. Completes the temporary airport. Also, Tasha's been needing a temporary airport a bit of time. See a lot of missiles in range. Oh, there goes the CO unit. There goes the bomber. And looks like this one can hit the battlecopter there. Though, there goes the entire Air Force. Yeah, I think next turn, after all those aircraft get shot down, Tasha's probably going to just resign. Got another rocket, artillery, and infantry. There. Oh, survive. Thanks to the Veteran C. And this one is still in range. There's a battlecopter there. Takes the rocket, hits the mech, hits the rig. Rig goes down. Anti-tank goes down. Try to flip that city. Infantry, tank, and battlecopter. Ooh, the bomber gets hit once again. May want to try to sack it somewhere, like that anti-air. Rocket, tank. And another rocket. Or no, that one already fired. CO unit down to 2 health. Does get trapped. Strikes the missile. It does do 8% damage. Another tank, bike, and T-copter. Tasha's down half the value right now. Does take the bomber there. There's another bomber on top of the HQ, so that can be CO'd. Sentinel mech could probably take out the 5 health infantry. But overall, we do have a missile in this region, so the aircraft could be shot down. Another bomber by Tasha. Maybe on. Oh, it's going to get boosted forward, but of course the CO unit is still alive. Trying to capture up the temporary airport, capturing up the HQ. Rockets should be in range of it. Rockets low on ammo, but will be resupplied. CO's the bomber there, has 42,000. Maybe a round of medium tanks, or I guess all the rockets, not really. Regular tanks probably do better. Mech, tank, and another bomber. The HQ infantry does get hit, down to 3 health. Easily joined captured, whether it be with the full health or the 4 health. Another bomber does strike the bomber there. Joins with the 7 health one, has 7 capture progress remaining. Hits the artillery. So it looks like this unit will be destroyed by the rocket next turn, and Tasha has resigned. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.